All right. It's, I guess I can take it off. It's September 5th, 2012. This is HRM, Cesar St. Augustine de Buonaparte, presidential candidate, but also a candidate who's asking the people to vote a forced revolutionary plebiscite before the election, and do it by taking your money out of the banks, stop buying oil, at least for a month, or how about this, just until the election. Stop buying, filling your tanks up, hit this country hard by only buying a gallon at a time as you need it. I'm sure there'll be some people that will still want to do long trips, but most people try and save money right now. So let's try this again. Like I said, take your money out of the banks, buy only 1 gallon of gas at a time. If you do this between now and the week before the actual election takes place for president, the country will be on its knees. Every local authority or every local politician, every county politician, every state politician, and certainly every federal politician will be on their knees on television telling you, please don't listen to this madman named Caesar. Put your money back in the banks. You're hurting your own country. You're destroying everything that Obama worked so hard to put together, and blah, 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 blah. It's all, don't you see, it's all a scam. None of you want to take the time and trouble to fix this, and to fix this the right way. This guy, Obama, is plugged into the Bilderberg Group. Every person who's ever run for office is plugged into. Look, even the media, they're plugged into. The media is plugged into the rich people's interest. Let's back up. Today I saw Charlie Rose and his lady correspondent on the convention floor of the Democratic Convention. Most of these medias get the privilege of being put on the floor of the convention, and they interview all these different people to give people to give people a good comparative example of what's going on with the Republicans at the source and with the Democrats. But they don't publish the news the way it should be. These are all delegates. Now, they mention that. And the electoral process is involved here. This isn't a direct election. So, by protesting, following my advice, doing what Gandhi would have done, asking you people to take a spiritual holiday, and during the spiritual holiday, it doesn't matter if you're Jew or Christian or any religion, you don't buy gasoline, you don't take all your money out of the banks. Every politician will be on television 24/7, even the TV media, asking you to please stop doing this revolution, that you can't follow Caesar, he's a nutcase, he's this, he's that. You'll hear all this crap about me, including made-up stuff. But you know the real truth is, they're afraid of people like me. They really are. And why I'm wearing these 3D glasses? Because 3D glasses is representative of the kind of circus you people have been voting for. 3D, 3-ring circus. 3D, 3-ring circus. And that's what you've got. A 3-ring circus in the federal level, the state level, and the local level. All that has to be changed. And it has to be changed practically overnight. And the only way you're going to do that is to intimidate them. Because they intimidate you every day. They hold these toys that you guys buy. You're hooked into your payments. The car you're driving, the house you're living in. If you're lucky enough to own the house, you're paying the mortgage. And then there's the people who have houses and own apartments that are landlords that own many things, many properties, and are renting them out to people that are barely making it by. The minimum wage process all has to be changed. The way you elect your politicians and the qualifications to qualify them for actually running has to be radically altered. Obama is not going to do this. Bush didn't do it. It doesn't matter who had been president. If Kerry had been president and dethroned Bush, it would have gone in the same direction. So What I'm asking you people is to use your brains. Why do you... I just got off of making a comment on YouTube on NASA. Why we didn't go back to the moon? And all these people give their comments and all that. And I said, the real truth, in the comment, I said, the real truth is you're fed contradictions every day. That's the real truth. And you don't want to hear it. It's too crazy. It's too mind-boggling. It just confuses your mind. So you don't want to listen to it. So that's fine. Don't listen to it. Unfortunately, though, there's so much animosity, secret animosity, abstract animosity, and voter apathy that they can get anything they want anytime they want it because they have all the money. But if you were to form a protest, like Martin Luther King, when Rosa Parks didn't want to sit down, they boycotted the bus company. Well, let's boycott the whole United States of America. What could possibly happen? Some states will agree. There'll be enough people that will really topple the state or teeter-totter it on the edge of financial collapse, and some states won't because the population varies. So it'll be an interesting thing just to at least try it, because once you see that you're just a normal poor person working every day and struggling, that you are in control. You are we the people. They aren't. They are not we the people. Sit down and listen to a recording of the Republican convention and the Democratic convention side by side at the same time on two video screens, and you will be amazed and surprised at what you will see. If your mind can just double task, not multitask, but just double task, and watch that and then watch the other, and then watch that and watch the other, you'll be doing this. Ping, pong, ping, pong. That's what you'll be doing. It's a dual dictatorship. They flip-flop you from one party to the other. And it doesn't matter whether you're a Democrat or Republican. You are being scammed. You're just like the people that, I hate to say it, but the sports fanatics. They yell and scream for all those sports heroes. The sports heroes are getting multi-millions of dollars a year, while you cheering it on, drinking your beer, enjoying your lady friend, and having a real good time, thinking you're having a good time, brainwashed into believing you're having a good time, brainwashing yourself into believe that you're having a good time, and then never asking yourself, wait a minute, that sports star's making multi-millions of dollars. I'm paying the bill on my TV set to the DWP or the power company. I'm paying to be here in this house. Is that sports star going to put any money in my pocket? Help me pay my mortgage or my rent? Is that sports star or a new movie star doing anything to put anything in my pocket other than just helping me relax and veg out watching the TV program or the movie or the sports game to get me to not think about the stresses that I have to go back to once I'm done drinking my beer, enjoying watching the sports or the movie or the TV series, whatever. It's a standard policy, and the government knows this. They've got you brainwashed so that you can't think unless you just go through that process. You've been brainwashed, almost taught to get a job, get out of school, get a job, try to advance yourself, progress your life, and go from step by step. But as decades pass, a person today needs to work 3 times as hard just to pay their rent than a person had to work physical, expend energy. That's what I mean, work. The actual physical energy, if you could measure it, and you can, and you measured it from the 1950s and compared it to 2012, you'd go, whoa, wait a minute, something's wrong here. A person in the 50s had to work less physical hours, less strenuous work, less stress, less mental stress, physical stress than they did today. There's something wrong with that picture. That's why there's shootings. Kids in school, Columbine. It's easy. The government does better than what I do, except that the government does. They do talk about me. They know, behind closed doors, this is what they say, and I quote, this is what they're saying. The smart ones, even the ones that they hire that are, brains. They come out of Princeton and Yale and they work in physics. Say, Caesar's not an idiot savant. This guy knows exactly what he's doing, and he does know how to do quantum experiments that deal with being able to forecast what's going to happen in the future. And in many cases, exactly where it's going to happen and how it's going to happen and what form it's going to be in, whether it's going to be a gun or a bomb. And they're saying, but look what we've done. He's done 300 videos damning us, calling everybody, including the voter, idiots. How can we attack him? How can we approach him and say, I'm so sorry we did this to you? Because you know what my answer is going to be. Yeah, you're sorry, all right, but you know what? I'm sorry means nothing to certain people. It means nothing to the victims in Iraq and Afghanistan who lost their whole families. It means nothing to people in the Aurora Theater who got shot for no good reason except that there are crazy things going on and there's no way to control it. That's the most piss-poor excuse that any government can give their working class people. So here's the conventions with the media, mainstream media, sitting there, turning their film, taping their videos, doing their interviews, and poor Caesar's get, 10,000 views in the last 3 years after his house was burnt, after all of his property was taken by allegedly due process, but it was due process in an abstract form that actually violated many civil rights, with the FBI never even bothering to investigate building and safety, the fire department, the LAPD, only about my cases. Nothing. And you know why? It isn't because I'm crazy. It's because there's a part of me that is compassionate and really does know how to communicate, and they're scared crapless about somebody like me. Because they said, we can't read this guy. That's our problem. We can't read Caesar completely, and that makes him the ultimate threat. We got to know what that next president is thinking, what that president acts like, how that president gets angry or might lose their top, have a mental break, and do something wacko. They want to be assured as best as possible. That's what the Bilderberg Group was all about. How to keep new Adolf Hitlers from rising up and popping up in different places. Even though the CIA made a new one. It's called Saddam Hussein and Osama bin Laden. They made new ones. And it doesn't matter. This whole thing is out of control, and you need someone totally above power, above the president, above the Constitution, period. You need somebody like that to say, this guy's been through it all. He got everything stolen from him, and he's still on YouTube talking 3 years later, trying. And I say, in a big failure way of getting the word out. And YouTube has it all scattered. My words are in other people. They're all over YouTube. But none of you will get together, like I said in that NASA comment, the most horrible weapon of mass destruction, the biggest one of all, is what I said before, that I'm a reincarnation of Gandhi, which is non-cooperation. And that's what that all boils down to. Non-cooperation. Walking to the sea and making salt. Only in America, we're not walking to the sea to make salt. We're walking to our banks and taking the money out. All of us. Rich, poor, middle class, blue collar worker, 40% of the voters that aren't going to vote. If you do have any money, start taking it out. Don't share it on the media. Don't threaten. Just do it. Within a week, the government's going to be faltering. Then only buy a gallon at a time. After you've taken your money out of the banks, only buy 1 gallon at a time, and make sure to tell the media that's what you're doing. Why are you doing it? Because Caesar said so. Our symbolic emperor, our spiritual guide of all religions, has said we need to do this in order to finally show who's the boss. And then I'll step up to the microphone and say, okay, now that we have control, we can make a serious negotiations. We can get you to tell the truth about everything. I don't care about Russia, secret plans, secret agents. I don't give a hell about all that crap. The planet Earth, in order to save itself, I can't save it, but the whole planet can. If you join all your efforts together, like the monkeys did on the 99th Monkey Philosophy, you join all your efforts together, no matter who you are, what walk of life you're in, and I guarantee you, Obama will have no power, the Congress will have no power, the state legislatures will have no power. They'll come to you begging on their knees, please, put your money back in the banks. Oh, dear God, don't do this. They will beg you for days on end. Every day, that'll be the special on TV. Breaking news. People still haven't put their money in the bank. Oh my God, the stock market's falling. And then the Japanese yen stock market is going to fall. And then it's just like a domino effect. You know what? The whole world is going to turn to one person. One person. And that's me. And I would say, well, you want me to give the word for everybody to stop the spiritual protest? And let's put everything back the way it was? Like I said, like Moses parted the Red Sea. It's time for you to part the political sea, and I'm going to walk right through that political sea, and you're going to let me sit exactly where I say to sit. And like I said when I hacked the White House phones, I know I said, the new game in the future, when I'm in charge, is going to be Simon Says. And that's pretty much what you're going to call me, Simon. Simon says this. But you know, this Simon isn't just going to say it off the cuff. It's not going to be unscripted like you've seen in all my videos. I'm going to have to consult with experts in all the fields. And we're going to have to formulate and put together a new, like CSI investigations, a new wall board. A new wall board of plan. Not just for your country, but for the world. And how to spread the population around the planet so thin that we'll actually all gain benefits from it. That's one of my plans. But it can't be initiated if I don't have cooperation at all levels. I don't care about the Bilderberg Group. I don't care about the people making their crappy money. Money's not worth anything if you're unhappy. What kind of happiness is there? You can have a whole ton load of money. I remember there was a thing, before I part with you today, there was a thing in Dante's, and it was really interesting, and Richard Burton played the part, and he walks up and he says, there's this guy inside of a cage, and he's counting all the gold, you know, like Donald Trump or all the rich people, Bilderberg Group people, CEOs, they're all counting the money, the sports heroes, the movie stars, counting the money, and they're in this cage, you know. And Richard Burton walks up and he says, hey, he's in a cage, though. And the old man who's counting the coin says, the bars are not to keep me in. They're to keep you out. The guy's a prisoner. He doesn't even know it. So think about that. And in thinking about that, remember, I'm on YouTube as Reality Supreme Being. All you got to do is start the protest. That's all you have to do. It doesn't have to be a big march in the street or anything like that. You really want to be in control again and have things work for you for once in your life? You're going to have to make some sacrifices, and the sacrifice means mounting an effort, a serious effort, to stop this before it gets any worse. Talk to you later.